definition of insanity is to do the same thing and expect different results. If you want to change things up for your school and your teachers, think about taking your teachers on walkthroughs instead of just administrators. This is something we've done for the last year and a half in Hardy, Highlands, and DeSoto counties, and we'd like to take you on a little journey so that you can see what can happen if teachers get to walk one another's classrooms. The results are truly amazing. So in terms of Wicker, what did you see?
I liked the graphic organizer that she presented, where they prepared for their argument, so they weren't just going up there and arguing their point. They actually were prepared, and they could tell you the pros, the cons, their weakness to the argument. I like the graphic organizer.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I like the graphic organizer and the note taking. I noticed that there was one notebook left on the desk, and they have notes divided on each side.
Nice.
So I like that. For and against.
I saw the puzzle. That was a lot of prep work. She knew how many kids she had. She had to cut the amount of puzzles and divide them out equally. So after they each do their section, they come together and they fit the puzzle together, and they all learn what each group did.
Very cool.
I like the puzzle as well, and how each student was doing that one part, and then when they go back together, how the puzzle fits together. Because at first I didn't understand. I thought they were all putting the same thing, so I didn't understand the puzzle coming together. But then when I read the board and you explained it, then I understood.
Okay, so have you any of you ever done group work with your students before? Do you see how the accountability level is maybe a little different with this? Because now it's not one person from our group sharing about deforestation. I have to share personally because I'm going to have 3 other people in my final group.
Exactly.
Good stuff.
So it's very important. It's not just your grade. It's the whole group.
Right.
To share with them.
So based on what you saw in the classroom, who typically lifts the weights in that room? Students. How could you tell? They were. Today they definitely were, but what about the walls? Did the walls tell you that they've been doing the work? What kinds of things? Prior to beginning the walkthroughs, we give the teachers a form that we call a Wicker walkthrough form. This form gives the teachers something specific to look for when they're in the classrooms so that they're not quite so overwhelmed with all the things they see. It includes things like what's on the walls. Are there content posters? Are there student-generated content posters? Because we know the presence of these things can increase learning even when the teacher isn't talking. One thing that we do every time we go into a room is we leave something we call nice notes. Our nice notes are meant to let the teachers know that there are all kinds of positive things that we see, and those positive things are what we notice first. We don't ever want a teacher to feel like we are judging them or penalizing them for these walkthroughs. Instead, it's meant for growth for all. We work hard to see a variety of classrooms. What you see here is a junior ROTC class where not only is future promoted greatly, but various futures. So whether you choose a branch of the military or a college, all of those things are celebrated in this room. We want teachers to recognize that there are lots of different options for students in the future, and we want to make sure that they're all celebrated equally.
Huge collaboration.
She got teenagers to do Charleston, so there's an accomplishment there. But how did she tie that into the lesson?
I like how she put it all in the 18th Amendment, started off with the 18th Amendment. And then the times, there were things that were going on during that area, relating to their pop culture at the time, so the students can relate to their pop culture right now.
Yeah. Anything else?
Well, and we talk so much, and not necessarily as a part of Wicker, but we were trained for so many years on block scheduling and how do you teach on a block schedule. And switching up activities is so key and critical to keeping kids engaged. And getting them to do something physical as a lead-in to the academic work that they're doing was fantastic. I mean, that got them up, it got them energized, they're awake.
Yeah.
there's no question that they'll be more engaged with the activity that they're collaborating on. So I thought that was
So is it okay to have fun?
Absolutely.
It's necessary, isn't it? Yeah.
Those kids you think will mention that to somebody else after class.
Instead of going. What about her walls? Did you notice anything about her walls? Yeah.
I liked the way she has her essential questions all lined out,
Yeah.
so they know where they are and they know where they're going.
Yes. Yes.
I like the fact she dressed period correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. How fun is that?
yeah.
That's history at its finest.
Okay, so we have different documents and she's asked for us to read it and answer each question that's on there. So we can actually learn and answer the questions for each document, which makes it easier. You have all of it.
So what do you think was the purpose of having you guys dance?
Well, it's part of the 20s, which was whenever most of this took place. So it was just for us to learn what they did.
Is it fun? It's fun, okay?
At the end, there is a.
Who do you think gains more from the walkthrough? The classroom teacher being observed or the person observing?
The observer. I would say, as an observer, I gain more than somebody watching me. I mean, we all get a little nervous when somebody walks in. I mean, we want to make sure things run smoothly, and please God, don't let Johnny say something inappropriately. You know what I mean? But as an observer, you see so much more because you're back. You're like looking back on the stage and not at the stage itself. So, but I like being observed. It keeps me on my toes.
Find this experience to be beneficial professionally? And if so, how?
Absolutely.
Can you give me some examples of how?
I think I'm very much in an absorption mode now.
Uh-huh.
So what new ideas can I get? How are different people doing it? Maybe is something working better? You know, what could I be doing that maybe would work better? Or that would be more engaging? Or so walking into different classrooms and seeing those are like, it's a different perspective.
Professional learning is something that we need to do continuously. Taking your teachers on walkthroughs so that they can see how other people do business can be a game changer for your school and give confidence to people who may not realize just how fantastic they really are. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn from us as we continue to learn from one another.